The Lake District is one of the most beautiful and well-loved areas of England. Ian and I have visited many times, but this is the first time that we have made the trip here since I have had a YouTube channel. So in this video, I'll take the Magenta Otter Tribe along with me to the lakes and to hike up a mountain that Ian has been wanting to revisit for years. I didn't make it to the summit with him the last time, so stay tuned to see how I fare on this trip. Let's begin our visit to the lakes by checking into our hotel, the lovely Cragwood Country House Hotel, which you are now getting an aerial view of. And then we will amble into Ambleside for supper. This is the Cragwood Country House Hotel where we are staying for the next 2 nights here in the Lake District. It's a beautiful setting and it's fun to walk around the garden and see all the little places they have. We have some really little magenta flowers here and some really big magenta flowers over here. Lots of rhododendron actually. There's just a trail of roadies going down to the lake. Dorothy followed the yellow brick road. We are following the path of rhododendrons. All the way down to Lake Windermere, hopefully. These are pretty white and magenta rhododendron. We just arrived at our hotel room in Windermere, and there is a deer right outside our window. This is so fun. I love that. I was just taking a picture of the lily pond that we could see outside our window, and then that deer appeared. Oh my goodness.
What?
Come on. Look at you, you're beautiful. Oh no, is he limping? I think the deer might be kind of hurt. Oh, there's another one there in the woods where the first deer came from. Just put up their head. Come on out, I want to see you too. Oh no. That deer is munching on the plants that I don't think they're supposed to be munching on. I think they're munching on the flowers. This deer munching on flowers reminded me that it was time to go to Ambleside in search of food. Since we rocked up into Ambleside at like 8:30 at night without a plan, it was tough to find dinner because the 2 pubs that were really highly rated that we checked out had stopped serving food for the evening. But thankfully, we love Thai food, and there was this really cool Thai restaurant that was open until 10. I think it's called Doi in Tenon. Anyway, it's in the old market hall. This building actually has an interesting history because in the 16th century, Ambleside was a center of the woolen industry, and the town was granted its market charter in 1650. This was the original site of the market cross and the 17th century poorhouse. This is the original market cross that has been moved over to this location. We were so grateful to have any food in any place at this point because we were just starving. But the restaurant actually had a really nice ambiance and the service was great. Our delicious dinner included a vegetarian stir-fry of aubergine or eggplant, mushrooms, and carrots. And a longtime favorite of ours, chicken sauté with peanut sauce, and these tasty Thai sweet corn fritters with a plum sauce served with coconut rice. And of course, the classic, pad Thai. We just finished eating and the food was all delicious. The veggie dish was too hot. I'm always complaining about that. I'm such a wimp, but it was good. It was just pretty spicy. We are excited to explore Ambleside a little bit before it gets too dark and then to go hiking tomorrow. Ambleside is a beloved town located in the heart of the Lake District on the northern shore of Lake Windermere, England's largest lake. Many tourists come to this area not only for its natural beauty, but also because of the literary connections to famous poet William Wordsworth and author Beatrix Potter. But let's face it, the biggest reason people come here is because of the lakes and the mountains. In this video, I'll be sharing a hike up a mountain, and in my next video of the Lake District, I'll be sharing a hike around a lake. There are ample opportunities to get out on the water in boats, canoes, or kayaks. And there are endless hiking opportunities, walking around the lake or scaling a nearby fell. The fact that this place is hiking heaven is obvious as you walk around the shops. There are so many stores selling all types of hiking gear, literally everywhere you look. When I visited the lakes 6 years ago, I stocked up on hiking boots, waterproof jackets, waterproof overtrousers, and thick hiking socks. Every store, if it's not selling fudge or some other touristy thing, it's selling hiking gear. And I was laughing seeing this Rowan place because that is the brand of hiking trousers I'm wearing today. The most iconic landmark in Ambleside is the Corky Bridge House, a tiny house built in the 17th century over Stock Gill. The bridge house was built over the water to cleverly avoid land tax. Here's the Flying Fleece. I love their namesake here. That's awesome. I really love pie, but generally in the American sense of like dessert pies, not, fish pie or steak and kidney pie. But it's kind of exciting to be here in Ambleside and see an apple pie bakery. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so sorry that we didn't get to sample any apple pies on this trip from this bakery. If you've been here, let me know if they are any good. I did sample some Grassmere gingerbread on this trip to the Lake District, and in the description, I will provide the link to that video. There's a Temperance Inn. That's where we need to go, since we don't drink. Now we are back at the hotel at dusk, and it is still a beautiful building to walk around and film as the sun sets. Before we turn in for the evening, I just had to get one little peek at the lake. It's almost 10 o'clock at night, but still light enough for me to take this video. Time to get some restful sleep now before I tackle climbing a mountain tomorrow. The next morning, before heading towards our hiking destination, we make a wee detour for some yummy food and a splendid view, we hope. The rainy morning was trying to spoil our views, but we stuck with our plan. As a special treat, Ian booked a breakfast for us at the Lindith Fell Country House Hotel before we go hiking. Before we go any further, I need to stop for a minute and talk about the word fell. This hotel is called Lindith Fell Country House Hotel, and we are going hiking up Low Fell later this day. The word fell means mountain. It comes from the Old Norse word fjell, or something like that. Don't expect perfect Norwegian pronunciation from me, but I'm trying to learn. We loved this breakfast. The views from the dining room out the expansive windows were just lovely, and the food was very tasty. We were on this trip with our friends Joel and Krista. We enjoyed a number of delicious treats at our table, including a Lindith Fell vegetarian grill breakfast, a mushroom omelet, eggs Benedict, and some little crumpets with berry compote. The hotel was really beautiful, and the service was impeccable. so you might want to consider stopping here for a meal if you are in the area of Bonus on Windermere. Now that our tummies were full, there was no more procrastinating. We needed to head for the hike. We're headed to the Kirkstyle Inn near Loweswater. It's a rainy day in the lakes, but we must keep calm and carry on. Tiny streets in busy villages with huge lorries are very difficult to navigate. The misty mountains beyond the misty lake. After the crowded village streets and the drive by the misty lake, we dodged some large coaches, admired some cute little black sheep, and encountered some wet hikers out in the rain, which we feared would be us very soon. But first, slate. We're not going on the mining tour, but we're driving by and looking at all the slate. So much scree, it's hard to see because of the rain and the fog, but the mountains are just covered with it. I believe this is the Honister slate mine, the last working slate mine in England. I'm used to seeing slate in Wales, so this was interesting to see this mine where quarrying has been done since the 17th century. I braved the rain to get out of the car for a slate mine selfie. Check out all the interesting scenery we experienced on the next part of our journey. I especially liked this lovely, lush, mossy forest near Crummock Water. One-track road, car in front of us, paving the way. We're hoping to not meet oncoming traffic because we're on a wee road on the edge of a drop-off to Crummock Water. Ooh, what's around this corner? Oh god, not a car. So far, no oncoming traffic. Let's hope that holds. Okay, everyone inhale so we can get around these people without scraping against the rock wall. Phew, we made it. Ooh, it's a little roller coaster ride here. Ooh, wee. We're here at the Kirkstyle Inn after driving through the rain for quite a while to get here. And our plan is to do the Low Fell hike today. It has been raining all day long. It has just stopped raining. So we're hoping that we can have a little meal because we haven't eaten since breakfast and it's 3:30 p.m. and then attack the hike. And hopefully, maybe the clouds will clear enough for us to see something, but it is very cloudy at the moment still. We came here to hike Low Fell with our friends Ruth and Dawn in 2018, and it was raining so hard that day. It was just chucking it down. The rain was sideways. It was so rainy and windy. And we got here and we had to just come and sit in the pub for a few hours until the weather cleared. I sat at this table and looked out the window and watched the rain, and I had the best ploughmans I'd ever had till that point in my life. And I just remember it was a really fun day. And eventually we did the hike. So we've ordered the ploughmans again today. Let's see how it is this time. This is a very cozy pub, traditional pub. I love the fire. I love the beams as long as I don't hit my head on one. This ploughman's lunch looks really good, but very different from how it did in 2018. And we also got some soup, great for a rainy day. This is Moroccan carrot and lentil soup, and this bun that came with it looks fantastic, and it's warm. I'm excited to try that. And this is just some crusty white bread in the ploughman's. Ooh, all different kinds of cheese, and there's an egg in there. And and some fruit and chutney pickle. Even though I didn't have any, I'll show you what local beers they had on tap for those of you who are interested. And now for my vice of choice, dessert. This is the raspberry brownie, and this tower is allegedly clotted cream, although I've never seen it like that. Okay, we have had even more food and more procrastination waiting for the weather to clear, but we really have to get out on this hike now. We have started hiking Low Fell. We're just at the beginning, and so far it's not raining. It was raining hard before we started the hike, so let's see how we do. The beginning of the hike passes through these sheep fields, which had some entertaining sheep to meet. There's the rest of my hiking party, and you can see at the top of the hill there's a lot of fog, so not sure we'll have the view we want when we get up there. We'll see. Lots of gates along the way as we walk through the sheep. Finally, a sheep who's willing to pose for a minute and look at the camera. Thank you, sheep. We're just thrilled that it has stopped raining for a little while so that we can try and get up this mountain. Now that we've walked up here a bit, you can see that the sun is trying to break through the clouds. Let's hope it works. Now we're up high enough to see Water Lake from up here. And now for another exciting installment of the is it slug or is it poo game. What do you think? Answer below in the comments. Now you can tell that that is a slug because this one is nearby and you can see its tentacles and that it's moving. This is poo. This is both slug and poo. Well, our luck didn't hold out forever because now it's raining. But we're still heading up to the top of the hill, hoping that it clears by the time we're at the top of the mountain. We're up at the top, walking along the ridge. Ian sees this little patch of light over here. He's determined the sun is going to break through by the time we get to the top. But we've still got to walk up here, and I don't even know what's beyond that. This is one of the many points in the hike where Ian kept telling us it's just a little bit further. A lie that we continued to believe far too many times, until we realized it was going to take us 2 hours to get to the top. I liked seeing these cairns along the way because it made me think we were at the summit. But I was wrong. I don't know what Ian is doing in this photo. Maybe some Titanic, I'm the king of the world type thing? Now here he is, at the final cairn, really at the top of the world. Time to celebrate. It's hard to hold the camera still because it's so windy. The wind here at the summit was really strong, which means two things. First, that I can't use almost all of the audio I recorded up here. And secondly, our clothing and my hair is going to look really bizarre in all the photos and video. There is the Kirkstyle Inn where we had lunch before making this climb.
I am so proud of Dara for bagging her first Wainwright. This is Low Fell, and she made it up here to the top. Here is Water, with a peak of Windermere just beyond it. And over here is Joel and Krista. I'm very proud of them as well. Behind them is Low's Water, and beyond that, in the distance, you can just about see the Irish Sea.
We had Krista luck because it barely rained on us for this whole couple hours it's taken us to get up here. It rained like for 5 minutes.
Yep,
and it
we're
was
the luckiest.
It rained all day long before this. So even though my hairstyle is not very lucky,
The views were lucky, and that was the point.
yes, it's been a great end result. This is my favorite photo of the day because when I look at it, I can just feel the joy of accomplishment in that moment. I was so relieved to make it to the top of the hike and so happy to see the beautiful views of the valley below. And so thankful that the rain had stopped and the fog had cleared so we could enjoy it. Now that we're heading down, it's really sunny. This whole valley. Sun lighting it. It's like perfectly sunny weather now that we're walking back. But it could be worse. It could be raining now. It's so nice to be on the downhill slide of this 3-hour hike. This sheep has decided that we're humans and go through this style, and they want us to let them through the kissing gate as well. Oh, now they lost their nerve. Now he's enviously watching Krista go through the gate. Please forgive us, but we had to be extra cheesy and document the kissing gate appropriately. We are back to the creek bed at the beginning of the hike, and it took us almost exactly 3 hours. I'm so glad it's over, but it was really fun. It was a hiking miracle. I just got back here to the car and took off my waterproof hiking gear and hiking boots, and then it started raining. Now that our hike is over. Before leaving the Thackthwaite area, we need to have a talk about red squirrels. I remember this area for the squirrel signs all along the roads. This next one is my favorite. And here is the famous sign imploring the red squirrels to please drive slowly. We are leaving the Lake District today and headed to adventures elsewhere in the north. But before we leave, we've got to do a couple more things. We need to take a hike around Tarn House, and we need to go into Grasmere, do a bit of exploring, and try some nasty gingerbread. Actually, you can check out my honest review of Grasmere gingerbread in this video here. It's not as bad as it sounds, so give it a watch, please. And this video has some gorgeous footage of the Yorkshire Dales, so I invite you to check that out as well. Please stay tuned for my next video, which is our hike around the lovely Tarn House, also in the Lake District. Thanks so much for watching, and do something good in the world today.